What is up, everyone? Michael Devon back with you with the latest episode of Starbeam.one, Stand-Up and Shine. And Shill, we also Shill here from time to time. It's a series I put together to keep you up to date, the latest news and happenings of Starbeam.one, a project that I've been working on for almost 3 years now. 2 weeks from now, it's going to be 3 years. Ish, thereabouts. October 2019 is when I started. Anyways, the series is meant to keep you up to date with all the latest happenings and news with my project, and it's based after the agile stand-up process methodology of stand-up, of where you talk about what you've been working on and what you will be working on and any sort of friction points you are encountering. And it turns out what I've added is so much more. Let's begin. Program note. So tomorrow I have an interview. I'm actually getting out of my shell here, even though I'll still be in my confines. Be interacting with ErotemeArt. Rhymes with we're a team art. And from someone across the pond there in the UK, we're going to be trying to connect here. We'll see how it goes. I'm actually not too confident with it because I don't really do a lot of teleconferencing, so we'll see how it goes. I'm actually really excited. I'm just not confident with the connections and whatnot. So, but that's exciting, right? I'm going to be talking about my project, and Steve, ErotemeArt. He and I have been connecting on Twitter and also Discord and chatting a lot, and so just looking forward to that. And it's kind of exciting news there. And I'll post the link to that in the description or in the comments of YouTube, depending whatever is more visible. And so. From there, really the only thing worth mentioning here for program notes, which is kind of like the opener for the program here, is October 4th is the next alpha. So there's just been a lot of surprises, one thing after another. I've been working on these different tasks to kind of like get some legs under this project, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I'm kind of wanting to have October 4th, to 3-year-ish anniversary of this project. I'm wanting to kind of get this thing out of friends and family officially and move this into the next alpha. So right now we're in alpha 0, and alpha 1 will be in 2 weeks. And for better or for worse, that's what you're going to get. So I probably won't have all the features I was hoping to have by then, but thus is the nature of software and product development. But it'll be something. And so, and it will also be 3-year anniversary sort of thing. And so it'll be, it'll just be whatever's there, and we'll take it from there. And I also have some, I'm being a little coy here with the features I'm going to be working on in these 2 weeks. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But before this is, I'm supposed to go in the dashboard. I just wanted to kind of go through the front page and just look how awesome that it looks, right? This is so great. This is, all of our products are sold out, which is also kind of a nice benefit there. Thank you to everyone who has been purchasing. I have 2 collectors so far, and they're both good friends, and they are doing an awesome job, and I very much appreciate it. It's just, it's great to have the testing and the camaraderie and, just having that work, right? And it's not just purchasing something. They also have those licenses. These are the very first licenses that are being sold, right? And so those licenses, as time goes on, should be worth something. No promises, of course, no guarantees. But, if the system gets very big, really popular, and issues a ton of licenses, these are the first that are available. And so my friends are currently purchasing those, and I am beyond grateful and humbled to have that occur. And so just how look how great that looks. So the site looks just amazing. Very happy with that. And from there, we'll kind of go up to the dashboard. And dashboard here is up here at the top right corner, and it's in the hamburger menu, as we call it. And you click that, and you click on dashboard, and it will take you to the dashboard. And these are all the statistics that are relevant to the system. And I just posted a hello dashboard. There we go. I just posted a new, that took a long time. That's like the longest time I've ever seen it. So during a demo, you are welcome. Oh, that might be also this browser, this machine. As I've also shown it during the demonstrations, it really cranks when I'm running the browser and recording. So that might have been it as well. So, okay. So, this records the pertinent stats of the system, and we'll start out here with visitors, and we're getting a lot of traffic, right? We're getting a lot of different connections, and it's just we have one other artist that's doing a really good job promoting themselves. Imagine out there, and just with one artist, we're really getting a lot of traffic from that one artist putting in their marketplace profile in their Twitter bio, and it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not a tremendous amount, but it's the most traffic we've seen since we started the project. So if you can imagine getting getting a bunch of artists that do that, that's really good news, right? So it's kind of how I'm looking at it. And so today has been actually really, really quiet. And I haven't been on Twitter as much because I've been trying to get these features done, as we'll talk about here. And so right now we just have 3 visitors today, but we'll just kind of go through, and you can see we're starting to pick up some accounts. Some accounts are being added, created, and so we'll just kind of scroll through here a little bit. We got some sales profiles that have been established here. I'm getting those product definitions. So we have 27 products that have been issued to the marketplace, and 167 have been issued in total of these licenses. So you have 27 products. And out of those 27 products, you have 167 licenses, which are the actual items that you purchase and then hold, and then you can further resell them at a later date. And also that license allows you to see the content that is associated with the product. So that's kind of how that works. And so we were already past 100 at 167. And out of that, we kind of jumped down here to sales, right? So we've had 42 sales total that we've made in the system out of those. So out of 167 licenses that we've produced, 42 of them have sold, and for a total of $23.31. Doesn't sound like a lot, but hey, this is $23.31 more than when I started back in February, right? So we're now to the point where we're producing money, we're producing product, we're producing sales, and all of this is working, and there aren't a lot of major exceptions being thrown. I always like to knock on wood when I make statements like that, because you never know what's going to occur, but so far, so good. Really exciting to see that. Okay, so just kind of scrolling through the rest here, you can always view these at any time. We've got $5. This is in the network gratuities. So this is how we pay our bills here at Starbeam.one. For every purchase, every sale and resale, there is an optional network gratuity that you can provide, and from that's how we generate revenue to pay our bills. And our bills are crazy right now with Azure. They're at $600 a month. So they'll probably be more like $1,000 a month once things start cooking here. And so $5 really isn't going to cut it. No. So, but we're still, everything's working as designed, right? We're still getting a certain percentage that is going to our network gratuities accounts receivable account, and we are making money there. And then finally, just kind of showing the money that is gone in and out of the system and the network balance, and it looks good. I'm always afraid to kind of scroll down here during the the show when I go to this number, because that should be 0 and it is 0, and it's just gonna, I just know one of these days I'm just gonna scroll down to there and it's gonna not be 0, and it's gonna be during a demo and it's gonna be bad news. All right, next slide here. Okay, so what did I do? So there are some tasks that I got done, believe it or not, and I've been focusing on what's emerged with this project now, and it's kind of obvious when you think about it, it's like, duh, but you have your artists and you've got your collectors. So you got your creators and your collectors. And so, now it's become like this double-headed monster of trying to appease both audiences, and how do I effectively do that? And so, these past 3 years, I feel like I've gotten the foundation there, right? And the theme I'm running with here that I'm encountering is that it works, right? And that's basically all my project does right now, is it just works. And there really isn't a lot of that fun, snazzy marketing aspect to that. And that's kind of the big, huge light bulb that has happened here, particularly in the past 3 or 4 days. But we'll talk about a little bit more about that in the next slide here. But, I kind of say it's not fun, and you'll see what I mean by that. It works. And it looks really good. I'm actually very happy with how it looks. It's just that it's missing that element where that gets that traction for marketing, right? And marketing is kind of the next phase here. So I'm wrestling with these two audiences, and so getting that in place has been the challenge. And so what I did, kind of rounding this out real quickly, so I got the artist UX. There were some friction points there, and it's much easier to produce product now. And there's actually some really cool bells and whistles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another video. I'm going to have a dedicated video. There won't be any shilling this week. I'm not going to have any demonstrations. What I'm going to do is put a video together to demonstrate the artist workflow, because I'm wanting to show this video to artists and be like, hey, this is how you produce art now. This is how you produce products on Starbeam.one, and it's much easier. But kind of give you a preview, we've got automatic watermarking of photos. So when you post a photo now, it automatically watermarks it for you and adds it to your storefront files. And then the part of that goes along with, we now have a simple mode and an advanced mode. So simple mode does all that for you automatically, and it's just so much nicer. And so hopefully once I get that video done, I'll post that link in the description or comments, and you can see it from there. You can see all the improvements. The other part here is this collect.starbeam.one, and this is getting back to the collectors, right? And it's been kind of like that friction. It's like, okay, how do we onboard people? And this is before my big idea. This is before Project X, which we'll talk about in the next slide here. But now you can go to collect.starbeam.one, and for the first 25 users of Starbeam.one that put in a deposit, well, I'm going to introduce you and I'm going to add you to a program. And this program is an early adopters program, and it will guarantee your purchases up to $5 a month for the first year. I'm going to guarantee your purchases for the first 25 people for the first $5 of every month for the first year, for a total value of $60 per user for the first 25 users. I will guarantee your purchases for that year, and you don't have to worry about your purchases. You can get them purchased back by me after that year is over or during any time. I kind of go into this with the, if you visit collect.starbeam.one, and I'll also put this link in the description. I kind of want to go after a year. We want to get that year going to kind of see where the marketplace is at that point, because it takes time for our marketplaces to develop and whatnot. And so, the whole point of this is that you're going to invest that $5 per month to see how this goes. Well, I'm going to guarantee that for you for the first 25 people for that $5 per month for a total of $60 for an entire year. So hopefully that will help onboard some people. And who knows, if people like that, we might go further. But that's just as far as I can go from a personal level at this point in time with my limited budget. So yeah, check it out and see what you think about that. Okay, so what am I doing? And there's just been like the past 3 or 4 days, I got this in a dream, and I started sleeping, and I couldn't get to sleep. It was just one of those weird nights where I was half sleeping, and I couldn't get to sleep sort of thing, and it was just there. It was like this vision that kept starting arising, and I couldn't shake it, right? And I started really starting exploring it. I'm like, this is it. This is what we're going to do. And this is that fun, right? This is, I'm thinking, like, the site, I keep thinking it's missing that fun component. Well, the site looks great, right? But it's just this missing that element. That this is the marketing element, right? It's that marketing apparatus that gets traction, that gets people really excited about using it, right? And that's always been kind of in the back of my mind. And in my mind, I'm always thinking I'm going to get a marketing genius, right? I'm going to be paired up with a marketing genius, and that'll take care of that. Well, that's not how it turned out. I am that person, right? I have to be that person. I'm the only person working on this project, and so that's sort of just emerged here with this AI art. And I'm, as you know, with talking about features with me, I don't like talking about things until they're actually done. Small features, but this is kind of an idea. I just don't want to jinx it. I'm kind of superstitious in that way, and I don't want to jinx it. One person out there knows, Mr. Imagine there. He and I discussed it a little bit, but there have been a few ideas since then, and I just have a really clear vision here in the next 2 weeks, and this is kind of the important part here. We're going I've been at this for 3 years, and there's like a tendency of taking a long time developing. Well, my challenge here is to get this done in 2 weeks, right? I want to have this done by the 3rd year anniversary sort of thing. So by Alpha 1, this will be done. So you can look at the tasks there. I just really kind of, shifted up the schedule a bit. And so now we're working with Alpha 1 and features, remaining 1. And that's, I've got these videos. And I put all this time into the early collectors program. I'm just like, do I really need that? And in fact, I was thinking about this during developing that. And I was like, with what I'm developing, with what I have in mind, I don't think we're going to need this program anymore, but I finished it anyways. It's just one of those things. This is kind of the huge challenge of being a product owner, a product developer. So you're constantly bombarded with ideas, and you have to really be very particular, and you have to be committed, right? And when you commit to something, you make sure that you can follow through, and then you also have to decide, well, should I really follow through? In this case, I was like a day behind on this task, and it really started getting to me, right? Like it started to impact my morale when, I didn't even get on Twitter, right? Like I feel dead on Twitter, right? There's all these that anxiety of, oh my goodness, I'm missing out on Twitter and all that. So, but there's also that thought of this idea, this Project X that I'm thinking of works out really well. Then I don't think I'm going to need this program, but I'm going to have it there in my back pocket. I'm probably not going to promote it nearly as much now because I want to see how this Project X idea pans out, right? This early adopter program is nice to have, and if we get to the point where we might need it, I might start promoting it even more. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so next slide here. Friction points, man. This has been the same story. Good and bad news, right? The good news is that there really hasn't been a lot of friction anywhere else except for Office 365, and it's the same story. We're still plugging along at the same ticket, and it's sort of turning into this game now. And it's just like, you guys get paid for this, right? Well, I don't get paid for it. In fact, you're costing my organization money with this bug that I've been reporting. And, I think last episode I talked about DABDA and talking about the 5 stages of grief, and we're in bargaining right now. And so I'm like, at this point, we've decided and we agree what the problem is. But what I want was, after spending all this time on this ticket, I want a little bit of reassurance from you, right? I want to hear something from your product team. And so I'm going to be angling to get something from the product team to be like, yes, we understand that this is a bug. We're aware of this bug, and we're going to address it in a future version. Of course they won't, because this bug's been going on for like 3 or 4 years, right? But, at this point, I think getting something from the depths of the product team, wherever they are, however they operate in the depths of Microsoft, if I can get a message out to that depths and get it back, I think that might be a win. That might be something that I can be okay with. Be like, okay, I spent 4 months of my life battling with this team who really doesn't seem like they know what they're doing, by the way. I'm just really, they're really nice people. This is just Microsoft support. Microsoft support all the way around with Office 365 and Azure. They're all like this. They're really nice people, but they really don't seem like they know what they're doing. They really understand the problem space they're working with. So some do, but very, very few and far in between. But anyways, really nice people. So I'm just going with that. And it's also a chance to kind of practice my etiquette, and, customer service, because I'm customer service as well with my project as well. So I'm just going with it. And still, again, this is the worst friction I have. So if that's the worst, I'm doing pretty good. Effectiveness level. So this is a slide that sort of ranks and lets your team know. And of course, I don't have a team. Everyone that's watching is sort of like my stakeholders sort of thing. And so just letting you know kind of where I'm sitting right now with how I feel about the project. It's sort of like efficiency, but it's also, there's that emotional quality to it. So I landed on effectiveness. Last show, I was at 4, and I'm feeling a little bit better. Even though I just basically, I believe I just wrote a bunch of code that I'll never use. I hope to never use. But I'm feeling a little bit better with getting the tasks that I'm getting done. But also just this Project X, I really hope this is it, right? Like, this is the last final piece that will start getting the traction, that will start getting things going. And really hoping to get this, because it's just like, it just really speaks to the other part about it is it really speaks to a part of me. And it's a part of me that's like, it's the other part of me, right? I've got this marketing side of me that has been bereft at this, has been devoid of any sort of attention this entire time. But I also have, this developer side of me, this builder side of me. The builder side has been more than content for these past 3 years, but the marketing side of me has been like, but now I think we're gonna get to the point where, both sides are being met. And so that is sort of exciting. So it might be a little bit more than 6, but I was 4 last show, and I'm going to keep it 6 this show, not to get too far ahead of myself. All right, that's it, right? Like, this is kind of the mid-month show, and it's not supposed to be too flashy-dashy. I will be getting some videos done. I still didn't get those videos done. We'll be getting those done later today or tomorrow, and I'm also going to have that interview with ErotemeArt. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Eroteme. Rhymes with ErotemeArt. That's kind of how I remember it, and it's an awesome word, by the way. That's a great word. It made me look it up, so that's bonus points as a writer, as an aspiring writer. I probably should never, ever have to do that, but when you make someone look up a word, that is a good thing. So with that being said, I'm just going to leave the show there, and I want to thank everyone out there for all your support, and really looking forward to the next show. Hopefully I get everything done at that point, and thank you for your time and your support and your purchases, which are also flowing in now, and until next time, stay bright and stay safe out there. Goodbye.